Ah, friend of Eorzea, we've been expecting you. You and yours will lead the mission into the tower, I'm told. The warding scales will be delivered soon. Till then, please stand by at the boat we have readied. When your fellows arrive, I will direct them to join you. We pray for your safety and success. To the butt! A ready check here. See if everybody is, in fact, ready. Do what I think is a cutscene. Or maybe it's just gonna like make everybody pop up and then we'll go into it. Gotta be a little cutscene here. Okay. Alright. Tower of Zot. Yeah, that's not ominous at all. Oh, I love how it looks like pieces of spine and bone and that kind of organo-technological fusion. It's so creepy and yet also distinctive. Ugh. If this is the future of aetheryte travel, I think I'll stick to boats. No warning, however emphatic, could have prepared me for that. On account of which we are a little late, but fighting fit. Mostly. Dragon child. Sorry. Rook just starts chanting anytime a dragon, you know, they're like anytime a bell rings, a fairy gets their wings. It's kind of the reverse for me. Anytime a dragon shows up in any media, Rook in the background, you just hear dragon. My friends, permit me to thank you for accepting this mission. You must be, we should still call you Vashon, I suppose. Indeed, it would not do to confuse our soldiers. Very well then. For our part, we are humbled that you should see fit to entrust us with your warding scales. Please convey as much to His Excellency. One for each of you. Please accept them with my blessings. Oh, thanks. With these, we can go anywhere without those. Oh, wait, we'll do that one again. I was like, what happened? I had to think about it for a second. Oh, thanks. With these, we can go anywhere those with the blessing of light can go. Not only for this operation either, but all the ones to come. We can finally break your monopoly on primals. I love this. In that case, they're all yours from now on. Ah, but I'm afraid you can't retire just yet. You're the Scion's brightest star, after all. If everyone is a— sorry, I added a little bit of Thavnarian accent in there. It has been so long getting to this dungeon that all ability to do anything other than dungeon has just left me. If everyone is amenable to it, let us review the strategy for good measure. As previously agreed, we will divide into two groups. Valka and her band will break through the tower's defenses and locate its core. Meanwhile, the rest of us will tend to the prisoners, who will doubtless want healing due to the duress of repeated summonings. The primals— I think it's a combination of two things. One, it's been so long getting to this point, there's been a lot of dialogue. Two, I have not had this many characters all in one scene, and so the accents just suddenly, I start and I go, who am I doing? Whose accent is this? I don't even do that good at accents, but whose accent is this? So my brain has been stalling out a little bit. We're gonna take two on Orion J. Everybody, quiet on the set. Here we go. The primals which the tower bringeth forth shall be deities of Thavnarian myth. As we have no prior experience with such foes, pray exercise the utmost caution when confronting them. We commence the operation at your word, my friend. For the people of Thavnair, nay, the entire world, we must prevail. For the people of YouTube, nay, the entire world, Rook must read better. Rook must be better at read a word, say a word. And I'm gonna try, everyone, for all of you. I'm gonna try so hard. Quick cutscene now. Ready, check. And now we are ready. Okay. This is the first one. This is the first one. Dungeons Endwalker, the Tower of Zot. I'm ready. I think I'm ready. No, I'm definitely, you know what? I am definitely ready. I am over ready, one could say. I have been so ready for this for so long. We've got some amazing friendos in here with us. Some beautiful people I've been playing with for years or just met this past year. Oh my gosh. If they're imprisoned in there, is this part of how they summon the figures? Or are there actual physical entities that are these people that are fused in there, like the Minutia, the sisters? Oh, I am so very ready for this. Hello, beautiful friends. Oh my god, you wore the chicken suit. Liar Frost. Liar, insert middle name Frost. My immersion. We've got beautiful Steven tanking for us. We've got scientists, moderators, friends, guides of the community. It feels, well, we're in the very first poll. It feels about the same as it did currently. I don't have any of the new abilities yet. Leveling this go around has definitely felt longer. Maybe because the story has been so long in and of itself. It's one of those things where it feels like that 80 to 81 gap has just taken so long. It's probably also because we don't have something like this first time dungeon run to give you that boost of experience. Not that those make like a massive, massive, massive difference, not like daily roulettes, but still, it's a little something when you have that content or you're running it with other people too. So it definitely feels like you have to earn the levels this time around. And I do kind of like that, honestly. It's a good feeling to be 3 days in now and to have leveled jobs, done some streams, done some, recording off stream, and still know that I'm literally in the beginning of this story. Whereas oftentimes it feels like expansions just go by too fast, even if the story itself is just incredible, you know? Hey, there they are! Okay, so they manifested. It's almost like they congealed in here and then manifested off of the wall. Like a little weird womb. A little womb cocoon! This is a pretty hostile womb environment if I ever saw one. So we have all these Garleans who are in here, who obviously have been tempered. Oh, I really do feel bad. You know, the army is, I guess they're kind of getting their poetic dues, if that makes sense. They did force so many other people into the servitude of Garlemald that to now be forced into the servitude, I mean, almost literally of their own ideals, because it's just that it's manifested into an actual magical compulsion at this point. They were kind of brainwashed long before this, to be completely honest, but there's that poetic sense of justice, but at the same time I also feel so bad because there are so many people that were probably absolute innocents in this or victims of the Empire who got brought into their ranks, who were forced into service, who then were subjugated to all of this, you know? This big boy's kind of fun. He's got a little bit of that classic Final Fantasy design feel. Armored Fiend. I like his hairdryer hand too. Blow dry your hair so you look so right while you're in his like dark, horrifying tower born of nightmares. No! Benny, I targeted Liar and then I had an untarget and Benny went off. alas. I've been practicing a lot of Sage, like I mentioned, and I find now that after training my brain to what I need to do responsibly with Sage, I have moments where I'm looking at my kit that I've used the entire expansion and for the past many years, and I'm going, and then which one's the, wait, hold on, I don't have to push that for a dot? It'll just, oh, I have a dot, I can just put the dot on. Ooh, spicy tank busty! Spicy tank busty! The music is as they say, a banger. And then these will go out, and then we'll have this, and then she'll begin her alchemy cast soon. This is not my first time through this one, because we did get to play it during the media tour, but then I did a little breakdown for some of our videos and coverage. So if you have any questions about the mechanics or things like that, you can actually find it here on YouTube. We'll take that off. I don't know if it's a little bit of the server lag issues and things that have been happening, but it does seem like I've had little hiccups and things where the delay feels a little bit bigger than it has in the past. I don't know if that's maybe because they adjusted something with this, or this one's gonna hit first. I'll be curious to hear if anybody else has experienced something similar while this has all been going on. It hasn't been absolutely continuous. Also, I'm just saying, spiral floor. Golden ratio. I'm gonna toss out all the hot keywords. So there's the 3 dots that go out. She's almost dead already, wow. I mean, don't get me wrong, she's chunking. She's hitting our tank hard, but I wasn't expecting her to be so low already. I think the first one was thunder, and then maybe the second one was thunder. Nope, first one was. I like this though, because the fact that it does feel as though the tanks are taking more damage actually gives me a reason to use a lot of my kit as a healer. I mean, we've already used our lilies, which is rare, you know, like the amount of times that I have gone, oh hey, I'm gonna have to really use these lilies. In most just dungeon content is pretty rare. So it's actually kind of exciting to get to the point where you go, oh, I leveled up! I got Holy 3! Hey, leveled! I got that Holy 3. Prepare your eyes, everybody. It begins. Let the holy spam commence. I do think that I'm curious if this is purposeful or not. These kind of more organic touches to like the tree that's growing in there. And the platform floors in a couple of different arenas look almost like they have more traditional Thavnairian stone carving in them. So if all the rest of the tower was built out of this undulating flesh mass, then are those other bits like pieces and remnants of stuff that they took from the area? Was there something that stood here on this island in its place? Was there a settlement, a town? Because it does seem like those things are kind of worked in and don't quite fit with the rest, which looks like it could have been magically grown. Oh, look at the holy. Oh, it is so good. Oh my gosh, it is so beautiful. And I love it. I'll never use anything else ever again. Who needs a healing kit? I don't, not when I got holy. Oh, blam! It reminds me a lot of the... oh, almost the look of, in the near raids, those music rings in that last fight that kind of go out. Ow! My butt, benediction! You know I said that I would never heal again because I have Holy 3? Well, it turns out that that method does not work in dungeons, and you should not do it. Don't do that. It turns out. I mean, look, we are still alive. You know what? We're fine. We fine. Oh, it's the same. Really? It's the Bone Wicket gear? And it doesn't work on Vieira. Oh, that's a bummer. Huh. Interesting. I wonder if maybe they've adapted it a little bit. I mean, I do like the idea that they took a set that has the, like, animal heads on it. That definitely feels as though it kind of falls in line with that minutia theme, right? But I was hoping for maybe all original gear sets this time around. I know it's not always the case. A lot of times I do have recolored versions of different things, or, you know, new dyeable versions, stuff like that. But the original gear from that dungeon was dyeable as well, so I'm not totally sure. There must be some design differences on it. Alright, this time, we got it. Hypertuned Zot. I feel so bad for these poor boys that seemed like they were once Garleans that were turned into the hypertuned soldiers like that. It's so tragic. None of them work on Vieira. I mean, these are the same model, so I'm not all that surprised. I'm sorry, I should actually be checking these because I think I just passed on everything last round. But actually, they might be upgrades, so I should probably get them. Just so happens that they might be upgrades. I'm so used to months of just not taking any gear because I didn't want my inventory to be a complete disaster. Here, we can do, I realized I didn't read the first boss's words, but I'll read the dialogue on this one. Sandaruba. The tower must be protected. We will not let it fall. You will not steal away our prosperity. We got the big explodies, and they do a pretty huge area, so you can get right up in there. Really? It looks like we were just safe. That's alright, apparently we weren't, so we got extra slicing. And then she does this fun time magic, which I am into. Each of her attacks, the like Prapti Siddhi and things like that, actually refer to different abilities believed to be earned through yogic traditions, like yoga, and or the spiritual practices that are affiliated with it, which is kind of a fun tidbit. Now we gotta look for the one that isn't moving, so this one. And then we'll go right behind her, and hopefully we won't have the same problem. Okay, we're good. can get a shield on in time. Woo! That does like half a health bar! It's so spicy, I love it. The designs of the three sisters are also so good. And I like the unique way that they do their fights. Their mechanics, their abilities, their themes. So now we're gonna get that confuse effect again. I could put this on loop literally any day that I just needed to get something done in the most epic fashion possible, and this would immediately gear me up to do it. I'd be like, I'm ready. I'll get that done. I'll clean this entire house. You watch me. Phoenix! I just noticed that Scientist is playing the new Summoner. It's so good. If I alone cannot expel you, then I'll go get my sisters. Choker of Casting. I'm gonna get Nakey so I can see what it looks like. Oh, that's also reused, I think. But I like the shiny purple. That's pretty good. And what about these? Rogue Ninja. Okay. There has to be something different with the gear. Maybe there's not. Maybe it really is just the same. And that's okay. Maybe we're gonna get more dungeons this expansion. The Bone Wicket gear is genuinely so good. It is so good that it's good to have it in multiple places. But I was looking forward to having just like a ton of Thavnarian inspired stuff this expansion. This increased damage also, I think, makes it even more valuable if you are doing a shield healer, right? There's a lot of stuff that you can absorb. And then it uses more to actually have to recoup it. I'm sure we'll need that. So as a pure healer, you're using more of your abilities, and as a shield healer, I think the impact of absorbing the initial blow can be felt a lot more, which is good balance overall. We'll see if it holds for all the other dungeons and content. Ah, holy. I can't wait until we get Lily Belt, the capstone too. That one's a lot of fun. Although with healing being this much more intensive, can you imagine how things are going to be maybe for the tuning and Savage raids? I am genuinely excited. I cannot wait, or even Extreme Primals. But I have this feeling it is going to be pretty spicy. Rogue Ninja. Oh, you know what? I think maybe the weapons are new. That's what it is. That's what it is. The weapons are new. The gear is, I see. Weapons are new. The gear is reused. At least we do get the new weapon look, and they're matching it after this kind of tower aesthetic, that sort of H.R. Geiger kind of look. H.R. Geiger. I always pronounce it wrong. Ooh, I forgot he was here! So I'm sorry! I was just listening to the music and jamming! I forgot there was a boy in the passage! Oh, the little tentacles and the pipes, it's so weird up here! And I'm living for it! And the super gnarly flesh textures. Oh, jeez, oh man, oh boy. Kind of reminds me of a big centipede up here, or I don't know. There's so many different things that it calls to mind. I think that's honestly one of the things that's the coolest about Giger's work. The fact that a lot of it does have this kind of strange mishmash of things that almost subconsciously makes you think of other things, or I don't know, just this weird feeling, this uneasy feeling. And it's so effective here. It's so effective to see this kind of thing in this dungeon, where you know it's like the order and law of the universe, and the natural sort of structures of life almost seem like they've been repurposed in this way to meet these diabolical, awful purposes. And it doesn't look so twisted and gross as a result. Ah, so that would be then the focus where, like, the energy for all of this is coming from. I see. No matter the cost, we must protect the tower. Harbingers elect, the Magus sisters! We all thought it was going to be a trial. I wonder if there will be a trial with them later. It doesn't seem like it. It seems like this is where you get them, but this way. It's still really, I think, epic how they integrated them and put them in here in this dungeon as well. Huh. I didn't look up there before. That's cool. Okay, let's do this. I'm ready. All right. Let go. I'm ready for chaos. I must defeat chaos. I'll kill chaos. And the Mega Sisters. Also, I am so happy to see an enemy that uses white mage abilities. Like, yes! If you did not go through this the first time and sing your heart out, you done did it wrong. I don't make the rules. I just enforce them. Woo! Alright, we're fine. We're fine. This one is hectic. I will not have time to read the dialogue after all, so everyone will have to check that on their own. I think at least when we were doing it the first time, we took out Cinderuva first, because if you don't, she'll res the other two sisters. So I don't know if that actually holds true, but that's what it was like in the original game. So we probably want to aim for much the same in here. It's going to be our tank busty. We'll give Steven a little bit of extra heal over time to deal with it. Avoid those. See, it just feels like there's a lot more you're having to do at any given moment to upkeep the health of your party as a healer. And in this dungeon too, they have so many different things, from like the fast-paced, high movement sections, and many classes have been given over time or are still being given over time more to do with some kind of movement ability, a gap closer, or something like that. So being able to use it here, I think it really shines. And then you also have these other things, like the damage over time effects that get applied to party members, which on top of all the other stuff that happens, eats away at health, so that if you are a heal over time healer, you can help combat that to some degree and feel like it's significant. One down! Coming for the other two. They should stop doing that trio attack now. Coming for the last one! Mindy, your time is up. It just feels good to fight them in this. It takes so much attention, but in a good way. It definitely helps them feel more epic. The setting, the music, the difficulty. While it may not be the hardest content ever in the game, I think that little step up in difficulty definitely makes it feel like more of a fight. More close, like, or closer to the sort of post-expansion hard mode dungeons we would get, or those ones that usually go into the expert roulette. Duty complete! Hello, beautiful friends! Look at your beautiful characters! Even the chicken. The chicken is beautiful. I called him the most reliable warrior of light I know. Chicken. That's just their name. You don't need anything else. Their catchphrase is Bok Bok. What did we get? What is it? Oh, Arcanist Summoner. Oh, wow, that's cool! I'm sure scientists are gonna take it if they haven't already gotten it. Steven got it! Hey, nice! We did it! Good job, everybody! Yeah, go say hi to your friends. Go say hi to your friends. Oh, from what I can tell, the summonings appear to be over. There's a little bit of dialogue that procced there. They were nimble fighters, I'll give them that. That seems to have been the limit of the tower's defenses. Do you have anything to say, Alice? Speak to me! No belief is sacred to these Telophoroi. So good! We did it, heroes! We did it! You know what? I'm in. Oh, yeah. We go. We go! We are out! First dungeon done! We did it. It's the first dungeon done! At long last! Now I can run it on loop 100 million times until I have all the weapons I want. And what's this cutscene gonna be like afterwards? With some of the burden on the servers, it's definitely been a little bit more noticeable in the transition from zone to zone. They mentioned it as well. They've talked about it. There have been a few posts about it.
Is everyone all right?
We fortified the captives with what magics we could. Have the defenses been disabled? All appears quiet for the moment.
Oh, I really hope everyone survives. I'm very worried. It'd be really devastating, even if it was a victory
were
here.
Disturbing enough, but this place feels wrong. The ether is heavy and thick, like wading through a quagmire.
Yeah, it's pretty funky up here. Pretty funky gross.
I believe we stand in the tower's beating heart. What sayest thou, Ishtola?
I see it. Ether siphoned from the land runs up through the spire, flowing to a single point.
So that's what's going up there.
This is the core we seek. Yet something is off. As large as this structure is, it siphons far more ether than is required to sustain it.
I mean, it's a pretty huge honking tower. And it's summoning primals.
It's as if the core is feeding on the energy, consuming it. I need to take a closer look.
Oh. That's not good. Oh, Ishtola. Oh no, what if something happens? Oh no, what if something happens? Oh no.
There is something there embedded inside the core.
A person? Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no, 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 no.
This is what we came to destroy.
I'm very worried.
Yes, if you would be so kind.
A man's limb? Just a limb is just in there? This isn't, I don't know. Okay, so if we know that Ammon is now involved, Ammon isn't trying to bring back the Emperor again or something, is he? trying to resurrect someone else? Trying to make a monstrosity? Trying to bring back... Was Zodiark literally... We thought Zodiark was imprisoned, but was Zodiark, I don't know, broken into a whole bunch of pieces? Well, that definitely destroyed it. Shouldn't we have maybe figured out what that limb was, though?
And that should be the end of it.
Of course it's not the end of it! Alphino, have you learned nothing?
What now?
My theory that the tower might come crashing down following the core's destruction doth appear to be correct.
Well, Oriange, why didn't you say something
How
sooner?
are we supposed to survive the fall?
And what about the people who are trapped inside the tower? Weren't they not supposed to be relinquished until after the core was destroyed?
What of the prisoners below?
Thank you, Graha!
Beneath our very feet dissolves. Brace yourselves.
I mean, it's obviously some kind of perverted creation magic,
Pray I'm
right?
not too late.
Is he gonna use some form of his teleportation to try and teleport everybody? I mean, if he was able to bring people across the rift, you would think that, yes, maybe he would be able to do something in, like, a short distance. Ah, he did! If you're all on the same shard. Oh, Graha, Tia, you hero. Why is everybody else getting up but not Graha?
What happened? Where are we?
I mean, you're outside the tower. What was the tower? Doesn't seem like it's there anymore. Just a big rock? Can't see clearly. Where's Graha? Okay, he's still there in the dirt. But he's still there.
By my reckoning, we're still on the island where the tower stood. But 'tis as if it never existed.
And did it take all the foliage and everything with it?
Hardly a scratch. But how?
Graha, Tia. Graha, good boy.
Graha wove a levitation spell at the last moment. Large enough to catch everyone, it would seem.
The music had a happy chord, so he can't be dead, right? Oh my god! Graha, Tia!
That explains the lack of obvious injuries.
Look, we are the Warrior of Light, but we can't do that! Can I help him? Can I heal him?
The expenditure of so much ether has taken its toll. He will need plenty of rest, but should otherwise be none the worse for wear.
Good, thank you, Square Enix. And all the
Then the
Arcasatra are
immediate
here,
problem is
they're
what to do with
fine.
our new friends here. They'll be much changed for their time in the tower. Even if their bodies are intact, I doubt we could say the same for their minds.
That's why mental health resources are good.
Angelo and I will take care of that.
For tempering.
I have every faith in you, Alize, but there are just too many for you to treat alone.
If they can get ships and things, though, back into port now the tower
We'll send
is
it
gone.
once to Eorzea for more
Yeah.
proxies, and call on the local mages to lend a hand.
They should be able to reach here at least now.
Scions,
Dragon.
we were watching the tower when it simply disappeared. What happened here?
The threat is banished, and thy people delivered. They are, however, in need of treatment, and we of a secure locale and helping hands to assist us in its provision.
Is Amon trying to bring his own body back? Like his original body? Is he trying? So many questions. And as always, I will ask them loudly and proudly.
You shall have all this and more. Come, let us convey these unfortunate souls to the city.
Do I finally get to go in the city? Let me in the city! I want to go to there! Where's Fanny Pack? What is Fanny Pack up to? Oh, Nidhana. With her beautiful deep eyes. But I mean, they all made it. They're all here. They're in one piece. We gotta figure out what that weird limb was, although it seems like everything has disappeared with it, so that does not bode well for us to be able to actually, like, really get an idea of what was happening in there, but Ishola did get to observe it, so... Carrying all those Matanga may have been the true struggle. The liberated prisoners are being transported to Radz-at-han for treatment. Alisei and Ishtola will oversee the administration of the tempering treatment with support from those who know a healing spell or two. We'll go and join them in the city once you've had a moment to catch your breath. I don't need a moment, I want to go there right now! We can go in there with duties and trust duties. Okay, great. Hold on, does he have anything new? Miss Didion, what you got? Okay, same thing. Had enough rest, have you? You never were one for being idle. Right. Varshan bade us come to Meghaduta at our earliest convenience. The others will join us there once they have finished tending to the prisoners. Ah, wait, on second thought, you and Justinian should go on ahead. I need to make a quick detour by the Great Work. We left Graha in the alchemist's care, you see, but it's best to fetch him before he's crammed into a specimen jar. Just you and me, then. The guardsman at the gate should wave us through. Friendship time with Justinian! I am ready for Friendship Journey. Anybody have updated dialogue here? The tower's gone, and we owe it to you and your alchemists. I didn't realize how tense I had been until Narunea returned to normal, and I felt drowsy for the relief. It's just gone! Whoa! Wow! You don't realize how drastically something affects the landscape until it has just been completely removed from it. I understand you and yours dealt with the tower. You've rid us of a great menace, and I don't know how to thank you. But as grateful as I am, I regret that we couldn't take care of it ourselves. This is our home, after all, and it falls to us to defend it. We must endeavor to do better. So good. How about Nabdeen? Ah, you are returned. As suddenly as the tower disappeared, we were gravely concerned for you and yours. I am glad to see that all is well. On behalf of the people of Radz-at-han, I give you my heartfelt thanks. You're welcome. My pleasure. Let me go to the city now. I want to go to there now. So I'm going to. With the tower gone, I expect that the state of alert will be lifted. Ah, honored scions, you are free to enter at your leisure. As I cannot leave my post, I am afraid you must make your own way. Should you require directions in the city, the sentry stationed at the fountain atop the steps should be glad to assist you. We get to go in! At last! At last, my Radz-at-han has come along. It really has, it really is, it's really happening. Though I have been to Radz-at-han before, this place is a veritable maze. Rather than risk getting lost, we had best ask for directions from the sentry at the fountain. Lead the way, and don't expect me to act as your tour guide like certain others. Accompany me, buddy! Friendship time, friendship time. First, we should seek out the sentry in front of the fountain. Name of the fountain? No idea. Do fountains normally have names? Stinian, I'm gonna teach you how to be a real person, I promise. I'm gonna teach you how to be able to make more than just, like, microwave mac and cheese. Teach you how to talk to people and learn the names of fountains. Estinian. Attuned to everything. Wow. look at those colors. On a sunny, clear day, look at those colors. Now this is a fantasy world. Now this is a fantasy. They draw so beautifully too from that, like the really bright, colorful, classic Final Fantasy color palette schemes. It's obviously incredibly influenced by certain regions in India as well. But okay, everybody's entitled to their opinion on this, and I absolutely know that some people, they'll feel like this is a whole lot of stuff happening and they prefer stuff a little bit more simplified. To the people, though, that just saw the colors and they were like, disgusting, I hate colors. To you, I'm like, poo-poo, good sir. A vibrant, fantastical world. I mean, use that full spectrum. Use everything you got. Have dark zones, simple zones, have bright zones, cacophonous zones. Just look at this. Again, the detail work is impeccable. Impeccable. We're using some of the statues from the, oh, what were they called? The shifting... No, the shifting... You know what I'm talking about, the treasure one that was based with Thavnair. Amazing. And on this wall, this pattern? Wow. The little details of like the peacock kind of feather motifs. Almost kind of looks like scales, like dragon scales. What a treat. What an actual feast for the eyes. The elephant and the lamp. This teal speaks to my soul. I love this teal. I want to paint our whole house in that teal. This cart was on top of the cart. Oh, it's pretty. Just look at it. I'm sorry. We're not even that far in, but just look at it. They do a great job of kind of building that scale. Like it is all built cacophonously on top of these rocks, piled on the watchful eye of the Ahriman. Oh, gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Even the flowers in the fountain draw from the palette. There's kind of a similar lotus bloom effect in one of the Alamegan fountains that's in front of the entrance to Temple of the Fist. But to here even have the flowers have their own different colors. I love that Ahriman sigil. Wow. What about the floor? What about the floor? Show me the floor! It's just the amount of work. The amount of work that had to go into this. Patterning everything, coming up with all these assets, this art, the metal work. Sorry, everybody. I'm a huge nerd for these kinds of details. It's those kind of details that set things apart, you know? To reinforce on every level, no matter how small, the world, the lore, the culture that you're building. To tie in all this stuff, the peacock influence, not only from India and a lot of myth and culture there, but also from dancers. To have things like the elephants, which we know are obviously important to the Arkasodra. All these little things. It's just... I just love it. Those little dragon scale motifs on the pillars. You can just tell they thought so thoroughly from top to bottom about this. I'm losing my mind. Okay, let's talk to this Radiant. Let's do it. Does Obsidian have anything else to say up here? The fountain. Do they have names? That's amazing. You're amazing. You're disastrous, Obsidian. Don't get me wrong. You're a train wreck. But you're amazing and I love you. Oh, Mistress Valka, I presume? I understand you are here for an audience with the Satrap. If you require directions to Megaduta, I should be glad to provide them. The Satrap's residence is situated in Dharma, the highest part of Radz-at-han. To get there, I would ordinarily recommend a route that takes you by the bazaars in the city's north. Due to the state of alert, however, most businesses are currently closed and the Aetherite disabled. As such, I will provide you with an alternative path. First, please ascend the steps next to this fountain, then continue left. There will be more steps, and upon ascending them, you will emerge on Paxa's path. Proceed through the large door on the right, and you will arrive at Ruveda Fibers. Within you will find another sentry who will give you further guidance. In other words, we head up. Sounds straightforward enough. Up, up, up. I want to go up. Okay, what else do we have? Oh my gosh, there's just so much to do. There's so much. Alzadal's Pain? Path. Paxa's Path. Dharma. Oh, I sense another lore video coming on. Artha, Huge Kama. High Crucible of Amkia. East Balshan Bazaar, West Balshan Bazaar, because there's two separate ones. That makes sense. To the east and to the west, Sundrop, Hall of the Radiant Host. Windweft. What a great combination of words. Oh, okay, alright. Let's go further in. Will there be a new gear set here? Oh, I want everything right now. I want the sun to come up so I can see it all in resplendent glory. The steps are purple. It's purple steps. Oh, that little, like, the little crown on top of this. That's awesome. I don't know a whole lot about architecture terms, so you're gonna have to forgive me if sometimes I just spout nonsense. I love that they have the drapes here, and that there's that detail of these two winches almost, where the fabric is wound around them and can be relaxed or, you know, stretched taut. My gosh. Now that foreign vessels have stopped visiting ports, our silks and other specialties have begun piling up. It's a proper surplus of riches. Seems like the city is rife for plundering. Hopefully we don't have any piracy in action here. Oh, look at this, the little tile work outside of the building. This is what I wanted. This is what I wanted from Alamigo after hearing about it for so long. And of course it was an occupied nation, so a lot of the original art could have been destroyed, pilfered, etc. But even so, I would like to see that reflected in the city. I'd like to see where tiles were chiseled off or things were replaced, you know? It feels like that zone, for whatever reason, just didn't... And this is just... I don't know anything. I don't know anything about the true development of it or anything like that, but when you look at the level of detail and care in this, it just seems like that zone just didn't have the time to realize that they would have wanted to, or maybe just because of the way it was used, they didn't... In the story, they just didn't think that it maybe needed it. I don't know. I hope that if at some point we're able to go back and do, like, the Ishgardian restoration, but for Alamigo, I think that would be really fun to see, and to actually see the city come to life with some of these touches in whatever way. It doesn't have to be bright and vibrant like this, but it could be something else. It could be Moroccan inspired, it could be all sorts of different things. And the tiles on these stairs! Every single one! I can go inside! I can go inside! Ruveda fibers! Oh, this is where they were talking about, out in the docks. Heading to Megaduta, are you? In that case, please follow this hallway to my right and go through the door at the top of the stairs. You'll emerge at the entrance to the airship landing, where another sentry should be on hand to assist you. Incidentally, if you ascend the steps to either side of me, you'll find the workshops of Ruveda Fibers. Though you're free to observe the artisans, take care not to lose your way. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a huge nerd. Fam, beautiful fam. I'm a huge nerd, and I apologize, but I hope you also delighted in all of this. This is my absolute first time seeing this. I've never been in here. What with the shipping routes all closed, our storehouses are practically overflowing. We'll probably need to halt production at some point, but it pains me to deprive our weavers of their work. Give me the fabric. I will take all the clothes you have. I have 4.5 million gil. Give me everything in your city. I will take it. Oh, I wonder what that says. Like a peacock's tail, almost, the fan. Oh. It's so exquisite. You're so exquisite too, Estinian. Look at you. You're exquisite. Sorry. I know we're really supposed to be going somewhere, but let's see if he has any other dialogue here. Quite an ordeal to get to the Satrap's residence. It could stand to be a more obvious route, like the one to the vault or Kugane Castle. If you are here for an airship, I'm afraid all flights have been suspended until further notice. So the state of alert is still in effect. Perhaps it's for the best. That aside, we're not here for an airship. We have business at Megaduta. Oh, in that case, permit me to direct you. From here, it's quite simple, really. Ascend these steps, and then continue straight ahead and across the bridge. You cannot miss it. I won't do that. I'm gonna go anywhere except for there. And I'm taking you with me, Estinian. Come on, stinky boy. We're gonna draw out this bonding time as long as we can. This is the airship landing. Green and red in the middle. Show me the airship landing. The skies have been filled with all kinds of fiends since the tower appeared in Narunair. In light of this, we've gone ahead and cancelled all flights for the time being. I am getting such a feeling right now in this moment of just playing just a regular old JRPG. Going around talking to all the citizens, the music, a new location, a new place, having a companion at my side following me around. It is just, it hit me so soundly there for some reason in that second. Ah, were you hoping to catch a flight as well? Sounds like it's going to be a while before they'll be up and running again. I understand that they're just trying to keep everyone safe, but the economy is going to suffer if they put a stop to all trade. There must be some other way. Oh, his baby with him! Did you make that? Good job! She's cute! You did a good job, bud! Great job on having children. Go out here. This is also delightful to me because, and fam, if you don't do this, I gotta do this. The idea, because we know that with the Aura, right, there are so many fantastic skin tones within the Aura, and some that are even more fantasy-oriented, like, you know, the really, really red, and the kind of purples, and the dark colors. Can you imagine a Thavnairian Aura whose skin and color and hair coloration and everything, their whole color palette, their clothes and everything, reflects the vibrancy of the city? I love that idea. Now I'm scheming. Now I'm scheming real hard. Oh, boxes! Apparently we have chores we're gonna have to do here. I just wanted to talk to people. Look at all the textiles. Where do we get these? Where can we get these housing items? The crates and the textile hanging. The looms! Okay, alright. Let's talk to some people. The waist on this is lacking something. I might have to make some adjustments. Bring that to the storehouse, would you? Very well, the second storehouse, I presume? Dancer outfit! They're trying it on! That's amazing! And the Thavnairian bustier. Also, where are these tables? With the little sewing machine and the sewing stuff? Oh my gosh, I need everything. I need everything. So good. Such good details. Let's see, the silks. Now, they go in the secondary storehouse, and everything out of the weaving workshop belongs in the primary, I believe. Goodness, so many storehouses these days. Rather hard to keep track of. Because everything is just piling up so bad, probably. You'll find this storehouse packed with everything, from clothing to carpeting. Its importance can't be gainsaid, which is why I'm stationed here, to guard the place from unsavory types. I'm afraid the storehouse is off limits to all those not currently employed at Reveda Fibers, as it contains rather precious textiles. We cannot just let anyone stroll through, you understand. I understand. Still, I have very much fun looking around your place. Like this! This is what I'm talking about. I love. Welcome to Revade the Fiber's proprietary cocoonery, where we lovingly raise our silkworms to spin the finest fabric in all the realm. The silkworms depend on us to survive, and raising them keeps us quite busy. But 'tis a labor of love, and trying to turn a profit. I'm gonna have to look up now, like, silkworm raising stuff, and see what they put in here, and how it reflects that. Because you know they put a whole bunch of cool details in here, you know they did. Why, hello there. Curious about our work here? I was just bringing in threads to be dyed, reeled straight off the cocoons, in fact. Oh, a traveler, are you? A fine time for a visit, I must say. Well, perhaps you would be interested in some of our textiles. Davnair is famous for them, you know? I'm interested. Oh. What is this? This has to be a part of the process, right? It looks like unspooling the cocoons? Hold on. Maybe this is how they do it. It looks like that, doesn't it? Like you soak them in some kind of hot water, and then you can unspool or get the threads out and then pull them up to actually get what would be the silk. I need to learn about traditional silk production now. New project. New thing to research. Oh, and up here, silk cocoons! Look at them! So many little bug beds. Estinian's like, why are we doing this? Confusing as it is, you'd think they intended to make a maze out of Radz-at-han. Kugane was flat, at least. If you became lost, you could head to higher ground to get the lay of the land. Oh, are these the trees that they live in? The worms? I love everything. And that might be why it's called windweft. Or windweft, perhaps, if it has to do with weaving and silk. Wow. Wow, the details are so great. Huh. Okay. Oh, let's see now. The foodstuff sent from Palaka's stand will go here, and... Ah, yes, I must remember to buy gifts for the villager children afterwards. And let's attune here. Oh, I just want to explore everything, but I should keep moving us through the story, so I'm gonna move us through the story some more, and I'll have to explore more later. This is so good, though. Oh my gosh. Have no doubt that I'm gonna be putting out a ton of videos about all sorts of things. I have too many feelings to be contained in one playthrough. Okay, we need to go up here, but I saw that there was a conversation point, so let's go here and do this. Sightseeing. Jump puzzle in here? There's probably a jump puzzle in here. Hey, it's the Burbos! Ah, I remember passing by here with Vashon. The situation being as it was, he regretted not being able to show us the sights. Life has yet to return to normal here, but when it does, you ought to pay it another visit. Though the city is confusing, the food is quite good. I'm partial to hamsa myself. The meat's surprisingly tender and flavorful. She just looks at us! He drinking! Drink, little buddy. Oh, do it. Get it. Get it, get it, get it, get it. Hydration is important. I help. I do too. One more time. One more time. Very good. This is the quality content I subscribe for. This is the quality. Oh, he do a wiggle. I really love animal animations in games, and I am not ashamed of that. I love when they put extra care into them and have them do silly little things. Oh, it's very good. Look at all of them. Look at these orbs. Look at these fluffy orbs. And let's see what they look like with their pens or where they keep them. Oh, they have their little nests in here. Oh, very good. The Hamsa are excellent. That's very excellent. Again, more RP ideas. Just a wealth of RP ideas. Just, you know, be somebody who works at a Hamsa hatchery. Spend all your days with these orb birds. They will delight you, and everybody will love you for it. I have no doubt. Everybody wants to be the person that takes care of the orb birds. Let's talk to these friends really quick. Welcome to Nilopala Nourishments, where we specialize in the breeding of Hamsa, the traditional livestock of Thavnair, to ensure eggs and livestock of impeccable quality. We're named for our founder, Nilopala, who was not only the Isle's foremost Hamsa breeder, but also developed the method by which the beast's toxin glands may be removed to render the meat edible. A remarkable discovery, wouldn't you agree? So they're toxic. Well, that's a little more worrying. It's a little bit more worrying there. I see you've taken a liking to our Hamsa friend. After all, what's not to adore? I agree with you. Vishrad, can I be real with you? You and me right now in this moment, we've bonded. We've bonded here. You're now my new favorite NPC in the city. Those gentle eyes, the strangely pleasing smell of their feathers. A number of these birds were previously housed at a farm on the perfumed rise, but we had to bring them here when it was destroyed by those terrible beasts. How much I would like to let them roam free once more. He go in his nest. Go in it. You come in here? See, they definitely upped some of the idle animations of creatures. You make an egg? Well, maybe. Hi, I'm Rook, everybody, and I talk to animals in video games. That's just who I am, and I accept that. So I hope that whoever you are, you accept yourself too. And know that you are delightful and special and wonderful just the way you are. Some of us can't help it. We're just like this. Oh, and the water feature here. Wow. Okay, well, let's do a little sightseeing. Oh, hey, my materia sold. That reflection in the water of the bridge, that's a nice touch. Okay, now for real, we'll go up to the quest marker. For real this time. Oh, and all the stars up above. I need housing here, and I need it now. This is the problem when they introduce so many, like, perfect new places. Oh, somebody buying a lot of materia, huh? Attune to this. Also, I do have to say, though, how have these people not noticed that a dragon has just been living in this city? Everybody's so packed on top of each other. I'm guessing there has to be some kind of dragon magic that has kept him fairly out of the public eye, unless he literally just has not moved from that spot for a really long time, which could also be feasible given that draconic lifespans and things like that are so much longer. Maybe it doesn't feel like it's been that long and he's just chilling. Oh, I like the colors they used on those outfits to dye them. Oh, you can just run inside? Hold on. I'm gonna take a quick little run through. I just want to see what this little area is like. Again, the gold work, the tile work. Wow. Can we further? No. Okay, this is just sort of the waiting area. Jeez, it's so lavish. What does this city have to say up here? Okay, just the same. Greetings and welcome to Megaduta. May I inquire after your business? We are members of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, come at the invitation of His Excellency. Ah, of course. We have been expecting you. I will show you into the audience chamber, if you would please follow me. Show me back to my dragon. Show me back to him. Dragon, dragon, dragon. It's been too long since my eyes looked at a dragon in this game. I need it to be fixed immediately. The doors in the back are dragon! Oh, it soothes my soul. It soothes my eye bulbs. Hello, friends. Don't you just wish you could always have a dragon hanging out whenever you got together with everybody.
We've not kept you waiting.
Not at all. Your comrade is feeling better, I trust.
And Graha's
Much
good.
better, thank you. Harness remedies are certainly potent in more ways than one.
Graha, what
One becomes
happened?
accustomed to the taste.
Oh,
although I was
flavor.
never
Okay, okay,
forced
okay.
to do so. Pray, take your ease.
My eyes are just still scouring every single inch of the screen.
Full glad I am to see you all unharmed.
Full glad am I to see you okay. I was worried about you, buddy. That's a smile that's earned. You know what I mean? It's a good smile.
For your heroism, you have my boundless gratitude.
All the little movement things. It could be a little smoother, but I still really like how each piece kind of moves. It gives you this really amazing effect with just how big and how different the sort of Dravanian, or I guess you could say draconic body is, and face, and there's not like expressions, but there's so many other things they can be expressive with.
You cast down that dire tower and set free its hapless captives. You cleanse their souls of its corrupting influence. No words of thanks will suffice. In place of platitudes, I offer a bounty of warding scales.
What about a hug? Can I get a hug out of this deal? I want to hug your snoot.
Pray accept your due reward, along with the goodwill of Radz-at-han.
Alchemists throughout the land were put to work in the forging of your talismans. The finished ones have been collected, and now await you at the High Crucible of Alchemia. Present this letter when you are ready to take them into your possession.
It'd be great if Vitra could convince his brother, Hraesvelgr, to come down and stop moping and actually help out with the world. There's only so many scales this poor boy has, you know? And many of the nations could use these wards as they try to deal with their own lunar towers or fend off people coming
We
from
are
them, or
humbled by your
Garleans and
generosity.
monsters.
Know that the inventive wisdom of Radz-at-han will be vital in restoring serenity to our star.
Every single one of those scales came from you, didn't they? You must still be in such pain.
I'll say this is why you're my best girl, because you're thinking about the dragon's well-being, and I appreciate you. Oh, no, dragon! Oh, baby!
'Tis of no moment. A mere annoyance compared to the dreadful suffering inflicted upon this land and its people.
I imagine the other batches probably were naturally shed or fell off or things, but in such a big rush or with this threat, probably having to just strip them as fast as possible. Oh, Vitra, you're too good. You get added to the good boy list, Vitra. You're up there now with Grahatia. I love you and would die for you.
Albeit brief, my involvement in the Dragonsong War afforded me a glimpse of the myriad sorrows which consumed both dragon and man.
The music.
Though you were half a world away, such tragedies as befell your kin must have affected you deeply.
Oh.
And yet, you chose to live among men.
Because he's a good boy, Alphino, just like you.
In the age when that conflict first bloomed, my choice had already been made. In some distant place, man slew dragon, and dragon slaughtered man. Yet no hate could I muster for those smiling faces which did look to me for guidance. Not even my brother's righteous rage could rally me to his cause. I huddled here, secret and still, hoping against hope that which I had built would remain untouched by the chaos and carnage.
Sort of a, I just chose not to get involved, which is both good and bad, but honestly, with the mess that whole situation became, to have preserved this in this relationship.
'Twould seem we share the same desire for peace, great Vritra. To that end, I wonder if we might trouble you with another question. The Telophoroi are intent on recreating the final days, an apocalyptic event which we know to predate the sundering of the star.
Yeah, does he have any information?
As the
I mean,
longest lived among
Midgard
us,
Summer as well.
Know you aught of this terrible cataclysm?
Nay. When war and strife drove my
Ah, they were unhatched. Right.
the great
I'd forgotten that.
expanse with only our unhatched eggs as company. He alighted upon a shattered source, its 13 reflections long since scattered beyond the rift. Of events preceding his arrival, he knoweth naught, save that which Hydralin hath deigned to disclose.
There's been a lot of discussion for a long time about how the shards exist within the greater universe. You know, are they all literal planets and then the universe is around them? But from just that dialogue, I get the sense, and this is kind of what I've been thinking myself even, that the source might be present within the universe, right? So when the dragons came from their star, the dragon star, to Hydaelyn, the source, they encountered this planet. But then, past the rift, this rift in sort of space and time, this anomaly within the pocket of space, the other shards exist as almost like alternate universes that are happening alongside what's happening on the source itself. Of course, with different time fluctuations and things, depending on, you know, we know that there's a bit of difference there, but it does seem like from that dialogue that maybe that would be supported, that kind of idea. We'll see. That's just my guess, but...
So again, 'tis the inscrutable Hydaelyn to whom you must look for answers.
Or Midgard Sormer. He was my bro last time I checked. He might be able to tell us something more about the original conversations he had with her. And Silvertear.
If so, I have a tale which may afford you some small comfort.
Anytime he do a big move, I do a big happy.
'Tis a story from my youth, many, many years ago. To my sire, I once posed the question, of all the stars in the sky, why didst thou settle upon this one?
That's why this one.
To which Midgardsormr did reply, 'twas the last bastion of hope. He believed so long as Hydaelyn endured, so too might dragonkind. Solemn and portentous were his words. What deeper meaning they held, I could not, dared not pursue. 'Tis a stone I've left unturned ever since.
But who else would know?
Yet take you solace in the knowledge that whatsoever Hydaelyn does strive towards, 'tis an ideal which hath earned my sire's conviction.
Yeah, I mean, he seemed to put faith in her, to believe in her, to be willing to strike an oath with her.
Thank you, Vritra.
A pact with her.
You've given us warm reassurance in a world gripped by cold uncertainty.
While I'm sure we all have a great many questions, I think it's time we collect the talismans and be on our way. Our fight against the Telophoroi is far from finished.
Yeah, we got some more to do. We
must take
just
our
did the
leave,
first dungeon
but
of the
please to inform us
expansion.
if we can provide any further assistance.
The story is enormous in this one. I never want to leave here. I only want dragon for all the rest of forever. Unless we are leaving here to go elsewhere for another dragon.
Prithee, a moment.
Tell me your dragon secrets. Do I get my hug now?
There is one whom my sire hath judged worthy of honor and respect. The one known to men as Eorzea's champion. This hero of renown and rumor. 'Tis thee.
Yeah, that's me. I would crack up if Midgardsormr just did the little thing that he does where he just like pops up, you know, in Heavensward and was like, I've been here the whole time. Hey, what's up, my spawn? I do respect her, yeah. I've been watching you for ages. I do wish he could be here with us now. I only wish he could be here with us now.
I know of his clash with Omega, and the long slumber which was his price.
So,
Yet
going to the
in
Omega
closing
escape raids.
sleep, my father's eyes are far from blind. He is watching over thee, watching over this world. 'Twas a revelation most pleasing that thou, the child of man, had gained Midgardsormr's trust. But alongside mine elation runneth a rivulet of dread.
No dread. I love dragons. I would sacrifice the whole star for you. And maybe, except for maybe a few of my other good boys and favorite characters. I promise
For
it's gonna be
upon
okay.
thy life's reel wind too many threads of fate, power, wheel enmeshed with woe. Amidst this tangled knot thou shalt know no rest. 'Tis an endless confluence of forces, a struggle without surcease.
Again, this mention of like coming together, the confluence into Old Charlie, and what Heidelin said about that combination.
More terrible still is the attrition wrought upon thy companions, as they are swept up in the storm of thine existence.
Oh. I mean, I hope I give back to their lives as much as I make them harder, or that they get pulled into these huge, cosmic, awful things. Oh no! Don't do this to me! Phaedra, why? Square Enix, why? Yoshida-san, why? Where's Horseshoe? We could have lost so many more, though.
Take
did lose a
heart
lot.
and protect them well. They will be your strength and your salvation. The hope thou wilt need come the end.
You could just take that entire line and just apply that to all good friendships in your life, you know?
Even cowering behind my curtain, I know the suffering of the powerful. I have watched my siblings driven mad by loss. Thus do I exhort thee to spare no effort to keep thy loved ones safe.
Oh. He a good dragon. He a good dragon,
apologies.
though.
We hadn't meant to interrupt.
It's just that we do have a history of suddenly collapsing, and when you didn't follow us out...
We thought, well, maybe it's that again.
'Tis I who must apologize. I have to change your champion overlong with idle chatter.
No. Fritra, you could literally never talk to me enough, so no apologies required.
Go. At war's end, I pray I welcome thee back into my hall.
Me too.
Where together with thy joyful comrades, you may toast your triumph.
I do too. I hope that too. Thank you. I will hold you to that. We will be here. Although I'm a little bit worried that they've framed just Alphino and Alice here. It feels like something really intense and dire is going to happen with these two babies. I swear, if they die, and then we go tell Fortuno, and he's like, oh, I made a big mistake because my children are dead, I'm gonna double slap it. I'm gonna take both hands. His head's gonna be in the middle, and I'm gonna slap him so hard, and then I'm gonna cry a lot. A whole lot. Our apologies again. I hope we didn't force you to conclude your conversation prematurely. It's okay, Alphino, it's fine. I love you both, it's fine. I'll talk to the dragon again later. I'm sure I'll be back. There's gotta be more dragons in this expansion. So, what were you and Vitra talking about? Nothing? Oh, very well, if you say so. The others have gone ahead to High Crucible. Let's catch up to them. Like his sister Tiamat, Richa's possessed of a gentle soul. I'm glad they're on our side. Me too! Me too, Alice! I too am glad. I love them so much. You see that boy? He let them tear his own scales off of his beautiful body. I like that people have Midi out. Little Midgard Stormer. That would make that scene confusing, though, if you canonically had him with you. Archon Loaf! The attendant was kind enough to give me directions to the High Crucible. First, let us return to the mulberry orchard. I understand the mulberries are for the silkworms, grown a stone's throw away from the Satrap's residence. It gives it the quintessential Thavnarian flair, don't you think? Yeah! That's what those mulberry bushes do, and definitely not the rest of everything that's giving it the quintessential Thavnarian feel. From here, we're supposed to follow the path left and past the mulberries. I have an admission. I did do a sneak around the city in between the last section and this section. And oh my gosh, the best was yet to come. There is so much in here. It is so incredible. I can't even. This might be one of my absolute favorite locations in the whole game. I mean, this and Old Charlie, and I really do love both. But, oh my gosh, the hanging lanterns up there. Each one of them has their own little different color. I just, The word huge apparently means bind in the local tongue, and this district is so named because it connects all others in the city. If we manage to come this far, we shouldn't have trouble finding the High Crucible, or so I was told. I done already snucked there and it's incredible. Where the street turns, enter the door straight ahead, then descend the steps. I thought the Crystarium was confusing, but it doesn't compare to Radz-at-han. The architecture and decorations make it even harder to get your bearings. Oh, anyway, let's see where this door takes us. I like that from the cacophony of things in here, right? The sheer amount of just vibrant textures, colors, you get a sense in an RP capacity, in a just putting yourself into the situation of the character's capacity as to how this would be confusing to navigate. And yet, the actual city itself, for the map looking a little bit wild, has a good flow to it. The way you go up and down, it doesn't feel super confusing. I haven't like gotten massively lost and had to turn around a million times. So it's nice to see how they support the feel of it, but also make it accessible for players in a way that's very direct. And there's more of those good teal walls. It'd be nice if we got that texture for furnishing and housing stuff too. I just need all of this. I just need everything. Oh. I swung through here once, but even just coming through again, I just. How gorgeous is that? The light shining down, the foliage peeking over the top, this ring, the colors, these little details up here with the lamps and that kind of like, hold on. Yes, that kind of indented ceiling where they have done this artwork inside. Oh, that's a screenshot if I ever saw one. Boop. It's just incredible work. Great job. Good job, Poopin', Final Fantasy XIV. Whew, it seems we're on the right track. And here is the Aetherite Plaza. So far, so good. And there isn't much further to go. From here, we just need to cross to the other side of the hall, then pass through the larger of the two doorways. The Crucible lies beyond. I suspect the others have already collected the warding scales. Come, let us join them. I just knew, I was like, if I don't go around and talk to all the NPCs, we're gonna be in this city for another hour. Oh my gosh, I didn't even notice the floor before! What? Final Fantasy really did just say gay rights, didn't they? Rainbow! Oh, that shiny. I love that. That is so vibrant. My gosh, I just cannot stop smiling. Even when I had the camera turned off for a few minutes while I was having some water and just kind of catching my bearings, I was walking around and I just smiled. I just couldn't stop smiling. It's actually really, really amazing that the Color of Joy is the next quest name, because I feel like this entire city is just encapsulated by that. It is the color of joy for me. It is so bright and just, you can see all the love and care and the influences and the design that went into it, and it's so unlike anything else I've seen in any other MMO, and I play a lot of them, even if I only have a few select favorites, Final Fantasy XIV being one of the major ones, but this is unique, this is new, this is exciting. This is something that people won't have seen in every single MMO over and over and over again. It's a really fresh idea, and you have to applaud that. Though this land hath been afforded a respite, in turmoil do many others languish still. Our work is far from finished. You took your time. Got turned around, I take it. No, I just can't stop gawking at everything. Everything delights me. Everything in the whole world. Moody Estinian leaning against a pillar again. As I heard it, after you defeated Nidhogg, his scales found their way into the hands of the firmament's artisans. Steeped in power as they are, it's no surprise that they were coveted. Still, it is a strange legacy for the vengeful worm. It does make me feel really bad that they probably, like, butchered Nidhogg. He should have been given a proper rest. You know what I mean? I mean, his monster, but again, like, they're sentient people. And you know what? It's tough. Dragons are so... They're one of my favorite things in the lore of this game, other than me just screaming about dragons. Me just yelling dragon into the void and having a soft spot for dragons and mythology and things like that. Dragons in this game are so fascinating. The way that they work ethereally, the fact that they're aliens, the song imagery with them, it just constantly inspires me in thought, in writing, and I roleplay, but you know, like I've mentioned before, I do a lot of different types of content in the game, including endgame, but a lot of times people will tune out when they hear like, oh, I roleplay or things, and it's something where I think that if you have a fascination and you're inspired by this game to want to just become a part of the writing in a sense, it's something that just is so incredible to be able to do in Final Fantasy XIV. And dragons just have this incredible imagery, their language, the sound, the size of their scale, the unique way that they've been designed to almost kind of have that never-ending story dragon vibe, but each one is different and unique. They evolve in different ways or shift or change based off of the ether, their eyes as power. The songs and metaphors of songs with them, the way that, although they say in one quest, it sounds like a roar, they cannot hear the true sound of our song. You know, just most spoken people think it just sounds like beast noises, right? Roaring, growling. And so when you think about the fact that Nidhogg, again, is an entity that's on a scale that we don't understand, and dragons, again, their lifespan being so long, that some kind of emotion that a dragon could be in could be so consuming that what felt like a relatively short span of time for them, which is actually lifetimes upon lifetimes upon lifetimes for the, you know, non-immortal races of Eorzea, to know that he was still so deep in his grief and that he had basically locked himself in time in this moment of vengeance, of wrath, because of what had been lost to him. And he was already a little bit prejudiced towards Spoken. He didn't really believe that they could be good caretakers of the star, that could fulfill what they were supposed to do in regards to probably some of this pact with Hydaelyn, right? But I think he could have been convinced if it weren't for this terrible tragedy that just drove this huge wedge in between him and who he ended up viewing as, you know, irresponsible, greedy, terrible creatures that lived on this star that took something so immeasurably precious, this immortal life of Radz-at-han. I just love dragons. Even the way they grieve is fascinating. The information we have about their blood and how it carries on in others, it's just amazing. That's why I'm obsessed with them. So maybe now that I've screamed about dragons for a long time, let me give a little bit more of the actual robust reason. But I am so happy that they put more of that in here and we get to see more from them, because the first brood are just very unique creatures, and I just need all of it. I need every tiny tidbit, and this is a great setting for it. And Estinian is a really fascinating liaison now as well, being somebody so altered by dragons and dragonkind that is in a way, theoretically, hopefully going to be acting as kind of a bridge between both worlds. That's great! And he understands loss and wrath and vengeance in a way that brought him so close to the greatest villain of his civilization, you know? To the point where he could empathize with him. I think that's a beautiful story. Sorry, thanks for coming to my TED Talk, everybody. We'll continue with the story now. I just had to get some feelings out. Excellent. You're in time to hear the latest good news. The students have previously turned to Radz-at-han's alchemist for help with the analysis of various artifacts. That is how I became acquainted with Nidhana. I'm glad we could rescue her, and pray she makes a full recovery. I'm quite well now, I assure you. As they say, the stronger the taste, the stranger the color, the more effective the remedy. With my body trying to replenish the aether I spent, however, I'm feeling rather famished. I want to make sandwiches to give to Graha! I think a sampling of the local delicacies is in order. Hamza cuisine would be a good place to start, perhaps. Please let me... I had Sharbucks with Alice. Please let me go get dinner with Graha Tia now. Please, 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 and thank you, Final Fantasy. Okay, we talked to everybody, I think. We're lost, of course, but at least we found the place. It's also really nice to just have all of the scions with us. It feels really appropriate here at the end. I mean, most Taru not yet and things like that.
Yes, and I made a quick count. There are far more than we could have hoped for.
Title song again.
Enough to outfit an entire company of soldiers, in fact. Considering the involved process, that they were able to manufacture so many in such a short span of time is nothing short of a miracle.
I mean, this facility is amazing, though. It's
Once
huge.
We've distributed them to our allies in Eorzea and the Far East, we'll have a fighting chance to bring down the other spires, just as we did with the Tower of
Fate
Zot.
message. And this will bring us back to each of the places we've been.
I find
Touch
myself
base with them.
restless and in need of purposeful duties.
I can head eastward. Bosnia and Dalmasca are just a short hop from here.
Oh!
And Shinobi network should come in handy for passing on the word.
We shall share the burden then.
We're splitting up.
Meanwhile,
I was
think
just
it's
saying
best
how
if you
nice
and
it
the
was that
others
we
take
were all
the talismans
together.
back to the Baldessian Annex. We must keep them safe and secure until we've decided upon a course of action.
I worry about them being in Charlian, though. I don't trust them as far as I can throw them, and I can't throw them very far.
Please,
Those Elizin and
I must
Rugadin are
speak with
tall.
you.
Is it Nidhana? Yeah, I wouldn't mistake those beautiful wells for
Nidhana,
eyes anywhere.
You're awake.
I could just get lost in them, you know?
Yes. When I spoke with the carer at my bedside, she told me that one of the scions, a young woman, had cleansed me of the tower's corruption.
Alice! Look at you doing good in the
It seems I've
world.
been asleep ever since the treatment. But when I awoke and learned you were all still here, I knew I had to come.
You did it, Nidhana! We were able to get rid of the tower because of what she made.
Nidhana was captured only recently. Such a brief exposure is swiftly cured, so I tended to her before we gathered at Megaduta.
Mm-hmm. Alice say.
And I am truly grateful that you did. I cannot thank you enough.
I'm proud of my little sister. I'm proud of her.
All of you. For everything you've done. Destroying the tower, rescuing our people. You've saved Thavnair from an awful fate.
That hopeful melody. Aww. Yeah, you happy too, Estinian.
Truly saved who? Due in no small part to thine inspirational courage, the alchemists were successful in reproducing warding scales of proven efficacy. Replications of thy work now stand ready to travel across the seas, under the hands of those who might wield them against this rising evil.
A talisman?
Her little,
Is
her
this
little
true?
trunk going up is cute. You did that. You're also a hero, Nidhana. It takes many people doing many things to make a difference.
Oh, I was so groggy from sleep. I didn't even think to ask.
She's like, look, some pretty wild stuff happened to me.
great
I
work,
completely
Satrap of the
forgot.
Seas. It was worth it. Oh, it was all worth it.
Oh, that line delivery, that voice actress did a good job. That got me right in the heart.
Look at that. Its color is completely changed. What do you have there?
Something about the collective nature of the star, how it like feeds off of the people, and if we can bring peace.
How unusual. I wonder if the effect is a reaction to akasa.
To what now, girl?
I'm afraid I'm not familiar with that term.
Like an aura? I'm not actually sure.
Akasa? It is one of the unseen energies defined by Harnish alchemical theory. Though a gross oversimplification, some describe it as an essence influenced by feelings.
You imply that it is distinct from ether.
Us foreign scholars often conflate the two, but we see them as separate concepts. Ether is an energy which permeates the land. It exists within animals, objects, even the air we breathe, affecting all through which it flows.
Okay.
Akasha, on the other hand, exists in a domain beyond our reach. A gift bestowed from on high, or torn from the heavens in some traditions. Akasha can neither be created nor destroyed. It is beyond our power to purposefully alter or manipulate. The only thing observed to influence it is an abundance of, I want to say, spiritual emotion.
This is fascinating. I'm taking it all in.
Surely you've experienced moments of desperation or exaltation when you've transcended the usual limits of your capabilities.
Plus ultra.
That is a manifestation of Akasha, the invisible essence harnessed by heart, mind, and unyielding spirit.
I really must hear more about this theory.
Yes, me too.
Our
I'm right there
disciplines
with
are
you.
based entirely upon the idea that ether is the fundamental form of all energy.
I mean,
I'm
that
glad
is
my
a pretty big
haphazard
thing.
Explanation has piqued your interest. But even for us, Akasha is a somewhat abstract field of study. A lack of practical application lends itself poorly to formalized research.
Something about the nature of the
Which
soul,
is why
perhaps?
my
Oh, it may be
analysis
totally
of your
separate. I'm
fall
gonna have
can
to
amount
do more research.
little more than idle speculation. I am sorry.
Nonsense. You have nothing to be sorry for. Your insight is much appreciated.
Yeah, I've got 5 million trillion questions now. It is deeply appreciated. I have so many questions.
Shall we depart for Charlian then? I will see to it that the talismans arrive at the annex.
I mean, we know that certain souls...
And we will be in touch once our talks are concluded.
Hold on.
I suggest you rest while you can.
Certain souls
From
have
here
different
onward,
properties that
sleep is
distinct
bound to be
them,
in
or
short
make them
supply.
distinctive from others. I mean, I'm ready. If we're going full tilt after this, if we are going full ham after this cutscene, and it is going to be a wild ride you can only strap it on and just hold on to, I'm ready for it. The music in this little bit too is very touching, very heartfelt. It feels like hope, almost exactly. Like it feels like the sound of hope, if that makes any sense. But we do know that different souls supposedly had like slightly different colors to their ether and things like that from some of the short stories that we got, particularly the ones with Emmett Selk, where it's describing his view of the underworld and his sensitivity to seeing the ether and the life stream and what we know as the ethereal sea at this point, or so we believe, right? So it could be possible that the suffusion of, I don't know, this is just me guessing, and again, I don't have anything. I should do more research about the actual term and or what it might mean in a larger connotation, if it's just something they made up for Final Fantasy, or if it does tie into other real-world beliefs. I get the sense that it might, especially because a lot of the zones outside here, so the Thavnair zone we were in, has these incredible references to stuff like Purusha and a lot of other concepts that are very, like spiritual, philosophical concepts that are huge, that there's a lot of stuff in our real life that you can actually read about them, and that we covered in that lore video. So I wonder if it is a reference to that, and in that case, how it would align to the idea of like a true soul. Like, okay, it's hard to explain. You can go watch the video. I talked about it a lot there. There's this idea of like everybody has a soul, but then there's this belief that there's like a little piece of divinity almost that lives within you, a greater soul, a greater consciousness that ties all things together and all people together. And I wonder if that's maybe what they're referring to, almost I would say touch of the divine, but in a way that, again, isn't like one specific god. It's like, this is just my understanding. I'm talking off the top of my head, so I apologize if this is me not saying it in the best of way. I don't have a script in front of me, so I'm just kind of spitballing right now. But I wonder if it has something to do with that kind of idea, that like ether and the soul itself, right, which can merge into the life stream, which is made of ether, which can be absorbed by the life stream, which can be disseminated to some degree within the ethereal sea. That is something that is ethereal. But if there is this other little thing, if there is this bit of the sacred, or this bit of something beyond all other understanding that, again, ties us together in universal happiness, sorrow, joy, I guess you could even relate later philosophers. There's an idea of like the great shared subconscious, but they're not like direct correlations, but I think it kind of has something that is that same kind of abstract feeling that we all share certain qualities and or I guess a certain, I don't know, something that brings us together even as we are separate, distinct people. So I'm not sure, but it's very interesting to me. Is it something like that? Is it something like a unique mark of the individual, right? So the unique property that makes us something special. I don't know. I have a lot of questions. I hope we get more about that, because that's actually a very meaty little lore tidbit. I want to actually go up here though, because look at this place! All the funky fresh colors! This brings me great joy. I just love it. It is, what a huge and amazing facility. And even through here, if you go over here, you can kind of see, I don't know if there's a thing that won't let you actually go down there. Oh, I can't, I'll have to zoom out. There's these vats of sort of, oh, I thought there might be water in there, but there's not. It's just a little like area. But down below you can see these different levels of things. Like a bigger facility that continues down further even than we can see. Oh, maybe you can get a better shot over here. A better look. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, you can go down here! I didn't think you could! Hold on. I blasted through here earlier. Oh my gosh! You actually can come down here! Wow! So yeah, there's a ton in here. Look at how many side rooms there are. I'm not that surprised that they could make enough for an army, although I'm sure it was still like a huge labor. But considering how prevalent alchemy is in here. Huh. My mind is just still going with thoughts about this possibility of this emotional essence. Maybe the hero's essence. I'm not sure. because she described it as just pure emotion. So something that is like a greater, more raw emotional facet. Oh, I'm so intrigued by how they're gonna use this. My mind is like flipping through every single card that I have, like every single note card in my brain about various like history, mythology, thoughts. But I'm gonna have to do more research to really get a full grasp on it. Oh, okay. So Kral at the Baldesion Arsenal will be our next step. But let's talk to Nidhana really quick. The last thing I remember before being absorbed into the tower was you rushing towards me. I can only imagine the hardships you and yours must have had to overcome to rescue us. No amount of words will suffice to express my gratitude, but I hope the flower's radiant glow says everything I cannot. It does, it warmed my heart. You warmed my heart. And you've probably saved the whole world, Nidhana. Welcome to the High Crucible of Alchemia, Radz-at-han, state-sponsored workshop for all matters alchemical. From military-grade coating agents to solvents for removing stains from your favorite garments. We create it all. Ah, very good. All right, our next step is that we're supposed to return to Charlian.